Hey there everyone, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. So we're going to be talking some Godzilla x Kong, the new empire. We have some brand new magazine covers which tease new images for the upcoming MonsterVerse movie. But guys, if you are new around here, consider hitting that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all the movie news we have going on this channel. But with that down, let's jump into this article from the Sci-Fi and Fantasy Gazette. So Godzilla x Kong, the new empire, magazine covers tease the MonsterVerse's most epic team-up yet. So, two new Total Film magazine covers featuring Godzilla x Kong, the new empire, have been revealed, putting the spotlight on the iconic titans for what promises to be a downright bonkers team-up this April. Yeah, so we recently saw the trailer to this movie and it looks insane. When you contrast it against the recent Godzilla -1, it could not be more different in terms of the version of Godzilla that they're going for. But, you know, we've got Godzilla and Kong teaming up after their battle in the last Godzilla vs. Kong movie. And they get set to take on a new protagonist called Scar King, this big ape protagonist who looks scary as hell. And, you know, they're going to have their work cut out for them trying to take on Scar King and what looks like to be his army. And I'm here for it, man. Take my money. It looks crazy. I can't wait to see what they do with this. So let's keep reading and see what we can learn about the movie. And then we're going to dive into those images and take a closer look at what we can see of the two MonsterVerse titans of Godzilla and Kong in those images. So, the epic battle will continue in Legendary Pictures' MonsterVerse follow-up to the explosive showdown in Godzilla vs. Kong with an all-new adventure that pits the almighty Kong and the fearsome Godzilla against a colossal, undiscovered threat hidden within our world, challenging their very existence and our own. That sounds really cheesy. It does sound cheesy, but then again, the trailer that we saw looks cheesy as hell as well. You remember that end shot of Godzilla and Kong kind of like running at full speed? It looked proper crazy, but like, I'm here for it, man. I don't care. If it's got Godzilla in it, like, just take my money. But yeah, it definitely looked crazy, that's for sure. So Godzilla x Kong, the new empire, promises to delve further into the histories of these titans and their origins, as well as the mysteries of Skull Island and beyond. So while uncovering the mythic battle that helped forge these extraordinary beings and tied them to humankind forever. Today we have a look at the new empire's titular duo, courtesy of two Total Film magazine covers and a handful of stills. So this time they're teaming up to take on an even greater threat, and if that bonkers first trailer was anything to go by, you can watch it below. This movie will fully embrace the colourful, wacky history of these iconic kaijus. As I say, that trailer was nuts. Just you know, Godzilla's got this kind of like metal arm, this like metal brace on his arm. And yeah, just seeing the Hollow Earth as well. It looks to be like a CGI fest, but I've got no problem with that. You know, people were complaining that there's not enough monsters and there's too much humans. And it looks like they're set to do more with the monsters in this movie. And as I say, that scene at the end where Godzilla's running full speed, it looks so crazy. It looks so weird. But, you know, it looks great at the same time. So the director goes on to say, quote, "We wanted to come up with an antagonist who would both be a match for Kong and Godzilla." I mean, how do you come up with an antagonist who can be a threat to Kong and Godzilla teamed up? I mean, Godzilla just in it of himself is a massive threat to any other kaiju. That's why he's called Godzilla. He's king of the monsters. But then when you team him up with Kong, I mean, how do you come up with a kaiju who could take on both of those at the same time? So yeah, this movie's going to be crazy as to how that's going to work. But I'm here for it, man. And that's really hard to do, absolutely. Returning director Adam Wingard said last year, "There's a lot more to this character and how he's a threat, and that's going to be something that's going to be kind of fun to dole out." Yeah, definitely. As the movie goes on, we're going to see probably what's going on with Scar King, where he comes from, his origins, why he's a threat. You know, does he command other titans as well, kind of like as henchmen? And it's going to be fun to see what they do with him. I can't wait. So the director also goes on to say, "So much of the film is entirely animated CG shots. So much is just pure imagination," the filmmaker added. "We have some sequences going up to 8 minutes long, where it's just the monsters doing their thing, so that the movie really allows the monsters to tell their own narrative in a visual, non-verbal way." Yeah, I think that's part of the reason why they put Kong at the forefront of the movie. Kong is an ape-like titan, and he's the closest to a human, so, you know, you can emote his face and his body language. He can tell a story in an easier way than perhaps other kaijus can. You know, if you have a more monster-like kaiju, I mean, how do you convey a story? Or like, obviously they can't talk, so it's hard for them to emote. But obviously Kong, he's an ape. He has facial expressions. His body language is more human-like. So, the audience can attach themselves to him in a more human-like way, and he can sort of convey his message a bit more clearer than perhaps the other kaijus can. So, Godzilla x Kong, the new Empire stars, returning Godzilla vs. Kong actors Rebecca Hall, Brian Tyree Henry, Kaylee Hottle alongside Dan Stevens, Alex Fern, Fala Chen, So, the screenplay is by Terry Rossio, Godzilla vs. Kong, and Simon Barrett, You're Next, and Jeremy Slater from Moon Knight. From a story by Rossio and Wingard and Barrett, based on the character, Godzilla owned and created by Toho Limited. So, Godzilla x Kong, the new Empire, rampages into theaters April 12th, so it's really not that long away, guys. We should be getting another trailer at some point, which I can't wait to see. It might be even more bonkers than the first one was, if that's even possible. But yeah, so we have a tweet here from Total Film. Getting a 2024 off to a roaring start, Godzilla x Kong, the new Empire, is on the cover of the new issue of Total Film magazine. The subscriber exclusive cover is in the mail to subs now. The newsstand cover to the right hit shelves on Thursday, the 4th of January. So we're going to take a look at these two images. Let's just blow them up and have a look at them in some more, close-up detail. And let's just see what we can see. So, onto the first magazine cover here from Total Film. We have, obviously, just the Total Film text at the top. And then we have Godzilla and Kong, kind of like their headshots. And they have this kind of purple, ominous glow kind of shining on the front of their faces, which looks really, really cool. I love the way that Kong looks in this image. He looks proper badass. We got Godzilla just behind him. And Godzilla looks kind of almost docile here. Like, he doesn't look that scary. Coming off of Godzilla -1, this Godzilla doesn't look scary at all compared to what -1 looked like in its promotional images leading up to its movie. But as I say, they both have their good points. But yeah, this Godzilla is so different to the Godzilla -1. I know I keep comparing them, guys, but obviously it's hard not to. It's the same creature, but just different kind of takes on it. But yeah, this image looks great. I wish the Total Film text wasn't at the top. But yeah, I love the purple hue kind of on their faces. It looks great. Other than that, there's not much else to say. But yeah, I can't wait to see this. It looks great. It looks really realistic as well, these shots. Yeah, it looks great. So let's move on to the next one. So this one's a bit better. So we have Total Film again. Exclusive Teen Titans, Godzilla x Kong, the new Empire. So we have a bit of a cool shot here. So we have Godzilla at the front again. They seem to be pushing Godzilla to the front on these promotional images. I think that's maybe because, like I said earlier in the video, maybe Kong's going to be more at the forefront of the movie because he's more of a human-like Titan. Obviously, conveying emotion and a story through Kong is going to be a lot easier. So he's probably going to be the main character within this movie. That's maybe why they have him at the forefront when it comes to these promotional images. Which kind of sucks because I'm Team Godzilla. Always have been, always will be. But hopefully they don't do my boy dirty. Hopefully he gets equal amount of screen time because obviously he's the king of the monsters. So he deserves it. But yeah, I love this image. We've got these fighter jets in the background flying over the two Titans. And we can see his metal arm here. Like the brace on his arm looks great. Godzilla in the background with his massive spikes on his back. His huge claw here at the front. Yeah, this image looks great. Again, I wish they didn't have the text all over it. If we just had this image as a poster without all the text on it. But yeah, it looks really cool. Guys, if you're interested, perhaps pick up this issue of the film magazine if you're interested. And I'm not sponsored and I don't get paid, so I'm just saying it purely as a fan. I don't get paid for it, so So with these two images down, we're going to hop back over to the article where we have some behind the scenes image stills from the actual movie itself. So let's go and check those out. So landing back over here on the article from Total Film again, exclusive Godzilla x Kong director Adam Wingard teases homages to previous Toho eras in the upcoming movie, asking fans to keep your eyes open. Oh, with Godzilla running around like we saw in the trailer, I'm absolutely going to be keeping my eyes open. I don't want to miss any of that running. That realistic physics there of, Godzilla running around at full speed, man. Don't want to miss that. So yeah, we have this image here, obviously director, and it's just kind of a jungle scene. Doesn't really give us much of a look, but that's kind of is what it is. Just in a jungle scene here. Let's get down to the next one. So Total Film. Here's a new look at Rebecca Hall and Brian Tyree Henry in Godzilla x Kong. So this looks to be that part of the trailer where they were almost in this kind of like mythical kind of setting where there was this there was this like group of settlers who were like living in this kind of hollow earth kind of village almost, I think. And we had this shot of this woman who was like a shaman of some sort. And they kind of, it looks like maybe they worship these kind of titans or something. But yeah, like the geometry behind them, you sort of see all these right angles, these almost like this weird kind of mythical geometry of these kind of buildings or rocks or whatever it is in the background. But it looks pretty cool. And it looks like in the foreground they have that kind of spaceship they may be traveling around in, which is awesome. So Dan Stevens joins the MonsterVerse as Tracker, a specialist in these creatures. So again, we have another shot of the two actors from the movie. It doesn't really give us much to look at, to be fair. Sandy scene looks like to be just a yellow wall with some numbers on it. Yeah, we can't really glean much for this, unfortunately, but it's still cool to see. And then we just finish off with the trailer at the bottom. We don't have any comments on the article, unfortunately. So yeah, guys, there we are. So we have some behind-the-scenes shots. They don't really give us much to look at, unfortunately, but they're still pretty cool to see. And yeah, and then we have the two Total Film magazine covers there, which I think look awesome. It's a shame that they couldn't upload versions without the text on them. Like, give us the kind of posters without the text as well. That would have been really wicked to see. And yeah, like I said, pick up the issues of the magazine, guys, if you're interested in reading more about it. And that's kind of where we are. So just a small update from Godzilla x Kong, showing us a couple of new images from these magazine covers. I think it's pretty cool, and those behind the scenes images, as I say, but unfortunately it doesn't give us much to go on with those behind the scenes images. But yeah, guys, we're going to be talking about Godzilla x Kong a lot more on the channel as we lead up to the movie coming out very soon. So make sure you stay tuned, because if we get any more updates, new trailers, images, posters, anything like that, I will be posting it up on the channel for all you guys to see, because I know there's so many kaiju fans around, and you know, this movie's set to be bonkers. But guys, jump into the comment section, let me know what you think about these images. Does it get you more excited about the upcoming Godzilla x Kong movie and the behind the scene images? What do you think of it? Is there anything that you can glean from it that I may have missed? I'd love to know your thoughts, comments and opinions. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon.